But I want to get to this because I want to ask you guys about this really quickly. The turf has been brought up. The artificial turf has been brought up by a lot of people this year so far as to reasons for injury. Like even Travis Kelce getting hurt in that game the other day and missing a little time. Like there was rumors that it was because of the turf and this and that. What do you guys think of that? Is that a cause? Is that something to be concerned? Like everybody's playing on the same field, so in that sense, it's a level playing field. But what do you guys think about the artificial turf issue here?
I'll jump in. Football is a very physically violent sport anyway, so there are going to be some injuries, and there are going to be some non-contact injuries. I can't tell you how many times I've flipped the ankle trying to go the wrong way, or caught planted and twisted a knee. Fortunately, nothing as catastrophic as some of these players are having. But turf has, it's science, bro. Turf has less give than grass, period. Plastic turf has less give than grass, and they've got it. I mean, I've been up to, oh God, I think the field up at T-Boone Pickens in OSU is turf. And it's like that spongy turf. It's not even, some turf is not even like fake grass. It's like sponge. You ever tried running on a sponge? I'm just saying now I don't know if there are any studies out there to show that there are more injuries per season on turf than there is on grass. But if there were, you would think that this league, this multi-billion-dollar juggernaut, would say these are the guys that bring us money for them. By them just being on the field playing, we need to do what we can to make sure that we can help them stay healthy.
No, I agree with you in that regard.
I think when it comes to turf versus grass, that's an owner's decision, and turf is cheaper. That's just artificial turf is cheaper to maintain than regular grass is.
You're a billionaire. Why the hell you? I'm sorry, I'm not yelling at you, Tina, but I'm just saying look, Stephen A. Smith, these dudes are billionaires. Like, look, Shay got some long money, you got some long money. But all I'm saying is Jerry Jones got long money. Like Jay-Z might be a billionaire, but Jerry Jones laugh at the kind of money that Jay-Z got. I think he can afford to get him somebody to take care of some grass. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, but Jerry Jones doesn't want to give up his profit margin.
There you go. That's how he stays. That's how he stays rich, Andy. Is that he doesn't get right. His profit margin is good.
Well, he don't pay taxes no damn way. He can spend some of the money he saved on taxes, or stop spending it on plastic surgery. And I didn't say. Let me shut up.
Yeah. No, I think you're 100% right. I'm just
saying, to say something.
It's the NFL. If the NFL wants something to get done, the ownership committee has to agree to it. So if they want to make it so that it's turf on every field, they got to get the owners to agree to that. And the owners that are cheap asses, excuse me, you can hit the button if you need to, are not going to agree to that. So, I mean,
grass is free. It grows. I'm telling you,
on his field.
Somebody needs. You know what? See, I think for rich people, for them being business smart, sometimes they're dumb. Like I live in a house. And I think I got like maybe an acre worth of land. Now I'm gonna tell you what. Every spring when it get warm, I water it. I put down some seed. And guess what? Grass grows, and it's there. It grow. It's just funny. It just comes straight up out the ground, and it don't cost nothing.
But you still need someone to go out there and cut it and keep it going. And
come on now, don't make me listen.
If you ask the baseball teams about how much they spend on their grounds crew,
yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, you can't. Okay, you can't pay a grounds crew for a professional sports franchise, but you pay the little guy to come and trim the bushes and the hedges around the house. I get it. Like that guy, you can give him a case of Red Bulls and a couple of I'm not even playing. There's a guy. He said, "Give me some Red Bulls and some Modelo's, and I'm good." I'm not even lying. You can do that, but you can't get somebody to say, "Oh, be a groundskeeper at Wrigley Field for a case of Modelo's and some Red Bulls." That's a whole big feeling. Like, hey man, I'm gonna need about 3 more cases of Modelo for this right here. This is a bigger job. But my whole point is,
That's my point. Is turf is less maintenance.
Right.
It's
It is less
easier.
maintenance, correct?
It's you don't
for
have
sure.
to spend the money to you'll have to replace it every year, but you just stretch it across and roll it across or whatever they do to make it go.
Right, then roll it
And
out, right?
then
That's true.
but that's not a grounds crew having to go out there every week, reseed it,
Right.
redo it, make sure that it's the right level,
Well,
etc.
you,
Because we remember those games from yesteryear that our parents talk about, where they're like running through a mud bowl because half the grass disappeared. Or
Yeah, true.
remember the teams that they'd share stadiums with the baseball
Oh, yeah.
teams?
oh, that
and
was
you'd
the
see
yeah.
mud,
Atlanta was like
you'd
that.
see, like that stuff. So I mean, I know why they went to turf. I agree. I think turf is horrible for the players.
Plus, it's bad for the turtles.
What?
Plus, it's bad for the turtle. Where you think that turf end up when they get done with it? You think they take it and they properly dispose of
Oh
it?
no. They're getting rid of it.
It's going right in the ocean.
Anything special. It ends up with the turtles. Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that. But it goes with the turtles.
I mean, you know, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, they ran his strangling because Jerry Jones wants some turf in Cowboy Stadium.
No, I know.
It's Terrapins want it.
Yeah.
So.
The issue is that they've done like all these studies and all this research, and it's all inconclusive. Like they cannot scientifically prove that one is better than the other. That's really the issue. It's more a feel versus like scientific fact. And so the players prefer grass, right? They're saying we prefer grass. We feel safer in grass. We feel that our injuries occur most of the time, you know, and so that's really why, like, you won't see the change across the league go from all of a sudden turf to all grass. There is no right now any evidence that proves that one is better than the other. It's more on feel what the players kind of want. But it obviously, like I said, does come down to maintenance. And they're always going to pick the one that's more cost effective. I think what we should be looking at is more how the field is treated, right? Like if it is turf, are they taking care of the turf like they're supposed to? Because even though it's artificial, you still have to do maintenance, right? You still have to. Sure. So maybe that's really what they should look at is the type of turf being used. And also like if they are using grass, like, you know what I mean? Like that's really what they should be looking at is what type of, if it is injuries occurring more in turf, although again, there's no evidence that shows one over the other. But if they feel like it happens less in certain fields that use turf, then really maybe they should be looking at the type of turf being used. Versus like, let's get rid of everything because Tina is right. Like all the owners have to agree to have a uniform, like and they're never going to agree on that. They don't agree barely on anything now. Look how long it takes them to sanction and oust someone. You know what I mean? Like they can't ever agree on anything. It takes a lot of pressure, and you have to show them like an efficient way where they're not going to lose money. You know, that's what it's going to come down to. Can you find a way to use a different material, whether it's grass or they find something else that is cost effective and will keep players safe? That's always what it's going to come down to. But I can say that right now that all the articles I find, they say it's like inconclusive. They can't really prove that one type of field is safer than the other.
They say that you say all the players want grass, so Ricky Williams is the head of their committee.
What? Say that. I was waiting for that joke. I was just waiting for somebody to.
It's for the players. Yeah, the players prefer grass.
Him and Josh go. Him and Josh go and sitting there home right now talking about preaching, sister, preaching.
Yeah, right.
That kind of goes with what I was going to say too. Is I also think like the human factor with the players. That's a big part of it. Like if all of them were doing the exact same PT and the exact same exercise and doing everything, then you could control for that factor. But because you can't control for that, because they're all doing different things, even off season, it becomes difficult to say, like what Delilah said. Is it the turf or is it people? Like, how do we get this to work? So
no, it's definitely
we could probably go. It took them 10 years to change the helmets. So, like,
it's Yeah, it's one of those issues where like you could honestly sit and debate it all day and try to come up with arguments for either side and be like, okay, we're going to do this and that. But yeah, for now, again, keep an eye on those injuries because again, a lot of guys, so far we're only up to week 6, and you've had guys who are already out for the season, plenty on IR. So yeah, it's already been one of those crazy seasons here in the NFL. Let us move on to our next segment, which of course, glad that she's back so we could do this segment this week.